So today's job brings up a really interesting question is, does your roofer full prep or mostly prep? So what I'm talking about is preparing the roof deck, right? So we're out on this big job, and a common problem in the industry is that on a steep roof like this one here is an 11-12 or a 12-12 pitch, which is basically a wall, right? And so when you're looking at a roof like that, you got to ask, do they still put the underlayment on, right? A lot of guys do what's called one row and go. That's one row and go. So that's where they would just put normally one row of ice and water, and they go one row and go, right? By the way, we had to do this to protect the driveway, because even this thing with a light load and wide tires is still too much for that weight for the ground. But what should actually be happening is full prep. Now, full prep is when we actually have the entire roof deck prepared with the underlayment. So I'm going to climb up there and show you what I mean. So you got your one row of ice and water at the bottom, but then the whole roof deck is actually prepared with the underlayment held down by the stinger staples. Now a lot of guys will say, oh well, you know, that's not code, right? And they wouldn't be wrong by saying so, but the big thing for me is I want to make sure that if a shingle blows off this roof in the wintertime, in the spring it's not going to have shingle, or it's not going to have anything melting coming into the roof, right? House like this up on a hill, right? There's, you know, I don't want to have to climb on this roof in the wintertime or the springtime to deal with a blow off. There's there's actually a house just about 4 minutes from here that had, we quoted for a shingle repair 2 years ago because the shingles blew off, and that house didn't leak for 2.5 years, right? We just went back and actually did the repair on that a couple days ago, and the only thing that saved that customer was the full prep, right? So to do the roof safely on something like this, we have to have these jacks and planks put in, as well as we got ropes to hold the hoses up so that a hose doesn't flop down and pull the gun off. But then we also got the guys tied off on their anchors. So we have to have ropes, hoses, those are trip hazards. Then you got to have ropes to hold the hoses, those are trip hazards, right? And then you got to have guys hooked off to those ropes and they can trip over them. So younger guys like...
I need 2 4-foot valleys.
And we got to have guys on the ground to communicate with the guys on the roof.
4-foot valleys.
So a job like this is a huge challenge, and it's a whole lot harder when you got to full prep it. It'd be nice if we just could put it up and started shingling, but a big thing is full prep. What's going on today, buddy? Another hot day in the sun. Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm going to get back off this roof and let these guys keep doing what they're doing. But again, you got to ask yourself, is your roofer fully prepping your roof, or just mostly prepping your roof? Is he doing the one row and go? Ask him that. He'll know you know what you're talking about, and then he can't BS you.